March 19th, 1985.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You beat me. Yes.
I have underwear older than you, Baker.
That's
You
disgusting.
still wear them? You shouldn't.
I was making that part up, yeah.
You shouldn't.
Oh, well, you know, it's a girl thing.
Your life.
Hey.
I mean, yeah.
That would have been a guy thing, to be honest. But
So we are going to start the ceremonial portion of our Zoom gathering, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Which means I'm going to very lovingly mute everybody,
Thank you.
okay? But with love.
Yes,
All right.
good, Jimmy.
Wait.
Jimmy.
Okay, good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, Band of America Few members. Welcome to the Band of America's Few 245th Marine Corps birthday celebration. We recognize the fact that nothing can replace a face-to-face celebration. And yet, at these times, it's very important that we reach out and that we connect with each other. So we're presenting this celebration on Zoom. And I'm encouraging everybody as we experience this to connect back to your best memories about Marine Corps birthday ball season, whether you were in or out of the Corps. All right, I'm now going to present the traditional birthday message from the 38th Commandant of the Marine Corps, General David H. Berger. Okay, wait a minute. We're getting there. Okay, give me some feedback. Can everybody see that? Okay, take two. I've got to enable the sound. Thank you, Tom.
I am absolutely proud to be a Marine. I'm proud of my service. I'm proud of the fact that I was in a position to do something to preserve my freedom and to hold on to those values that can only be had by free people.
Trust is not given, nor is it easily earned. Today, the trust of the nation is our inheritance, a trust earned through the selfless valor and determined actions of generations of Marines on the distant shores and misty battlefields of our storied past.
We were really snowed as to why we would need so many Marines to take this little piece of rock. But after the first day, when they lost so many wounded and killed, they announced that night, you know, we're going to shore. And the island was so different in its appearance from Guam and the other islands that we'd been on. There was no jungle, wasn't anything. Even though we'd been in combat before, you could see right off it wasn't going to be anything like what we had experienced before.
Long before we wear the uniform, long before the eagle, globe, and anchor is etched on our soul, we sense the special appeal that sets Marines apart. Our ethos, values, and character speak to our nation's heart.
All I wanted was an opportunity. Don't give me anything else, just let me, just show me the way and I'll get it done. And that was my motivation. I got an opportunity to serve in the Marine Corps, and I chose Special Forces. I chose Force Recon, and I did 3 tours in Force Recon. Did fairly well. Got a chance to be a combat swimmer. Made 3 combat dives and 2 swims of 1,500 meters in enemy territory. And we fought our way from the DMZ back toward Way City. And Team Broadmine, it was my team.
Our nation expects us to be the world's finest military professionals, to be capable and ready, and to represent all that is good about the United States. A nation of diverse heritages, united by common values.
There's no tighter unit in the world than the Marine Corps. I mean, you join the Air Force, you join the Navy, you become a Marine. And it's something that sticks with you the rest of your life.
The spirit of this ethos is born in the hearts of men and women by a common calling, a desire to serve, and a sense of duty born in ideals like patriotism, valor, and fidelity.
When the Japanese struck Pearl Harbor, the atmosphere of the country was entirely different than it is now. So everyone was talking and trying to figure out what they could do. I decided that I would go into the Marine Corps. No matter who you are, do some kind of service for your country. I've always been proud to say that I was in the Marine Corps.
Our ethos is who we are and what we believe.
I was 18 years old, and you find out what you got when you need it. And I just thought I wasn't going to die that night. The NVA had came into our perimeter. All I had was a K-bar. I crawled over and I found my assistant gunner. We could hear Eli, the gunner, was shot up, and they'd come in and took Eli and drug him back into the hamlet. So I told Bob, I'm going after Eli. And I just went screaming, and I dove in and I dispatched him. And then I picked Eli up, I picked the gun up, and I got us the hell out of there.
To be courageous is to do what is right, to adhere to a higher standard of personal conduct, to lead by example, and to make tough decisions under stress and pressure. Marines train, Marines fight, and Marines win. Always.
We set up security, and they took off on a patrol into the village. 0530, that's when the fireworks started. We're trying to find our way over there, and the second time we found more, and some of them were dead, and then some of them were alive trying to take cover. I sped up and got between the village and the guys that were our guys. Yeah, we were getting shot at, and Myra was just going away, just boom, 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 boom. I'm alive because of Myra. I'll be dead honest with you. I've never seen a young man have that much courage.
Our nation finds in its Marine Corps men and women committed to preserving trust that's been built over the last 245 years. Marines, once transformed, are forever changed, instilled with the beliefs, ideals, and virtues that have meaning deeper than words. These ideals, honor, courage, commitment, form the bedrock of our institutional and individual character. On this birthday, our nation finds in its Marine Corps men and women who know the meaning of patriotism, valor, duty, strength, discipline, and innovation. We must be faithful to our country, to our Corps, and to each other. This faithfulness must never be compromised. We must respect each other, believe in each other, trust each other.
Our nation finds in its Marine Corps a ready and capable force, never content with the status quo or being average. Marines meet and exceed the standard. That is what Marines do, and that is what the nation expects.
Semper Fidelis, and happy birthday, Marines.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise or otherwise show respect as Pastor Brian Martin leads us in our tradition of prayer, and remain standing or in a position of respect for our national anthem and the slow Marines hymn.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. First of all, I wanted to say thank you all for being here. I'm glad to see everyone's face and new faces that I don't know. And I'm going to pray to my Christian God, and if you don't believe in him, that's fine. I just ask that you show respect tonight. Without further ado, Father, thank you so much for allowing us to be here together. Whether it be technology or in person, Lord, we are a family. And no matter what our common beliefs are between each other, we have a common bond, and that is the United States Marine Corps. Everyone in this room, being a United States Marine, joined together by a brotherhood and a sisterhood that cannot be separate. One of the strongest things that I've ever experienced, Lord, other than being your child, is being a Marine. We thank you for 245 years of our great nation and Corps, Father, to be able to be a part of the greatest fighting force in the world, Lord, just to stand tall and always claim the title, United States Marine. Thank you for your son who died on the cross for us. And it's his name I pray. Amen. Back to you, Dave.
Okay, one moment. Please be seated, relax. On November 1st, 1921, John A. Lejeune, 13th Commandant of the Marine Corps, directed that a reminder of honorable service of the Corps be published by every command to all Marines throughout the globe on the birthday of the Corps. Since that day, the men and women of our Corps have continued to distinguish themselves on many battlefields and foreign shores in war and peace. On this birthday of the Corps, therefore, in recognition of the will of the 13th Commandant, a reminder of the Corps' honorable service is published as follows. On November 10th, 1775, a Corps of Marines was created by a resolution of the Continental Congress. Since that date, many thousands of men have borne the name Marine. In memory of them, it is fitting that we who are Marines should commemorate the birthday of our Corps by calling to mind the glories of its long and illustrious history. The record of our Corps is one which bears comparison with that of the most famous military organizations in the world's history. During 90 of the 146 years of its existence, the Marine Corps has been in action against the nation's foes. From the Battle of Trenton to the Aragon, Marines have won foremost honors in war in the long era of tranquility at home. Generation after generation of Marines have grown gray in war in both hemispheres and in every corner of the 7 seas, so that our country and its citizens might enjoy peace and security. In every battle and skirmish since the birth of our Corps, Marines have acquitted themselves with the greatest distinction, winning new honors on each occasion until the term Marine has come to signify all that is highest in military efficiency and soldierly virtue. This high name of distinction and soldierly repute we who are Marines today have received from those who preceded us in the Corps. With it, we also received from them the eternal spirit which has animated our Corps from generation and has long been the distinguishing mark of Marines in every age. So long as the spirit continues to flourish, Marines will be found equal to every emergency in the future, and they have seen that they have been in the past, and the me of our nation will regard as worthy successors to the long line of illustrious men who have served as soldiers of the sea since the founding of our Corps. The timeless message of our 13th Commandant has left its mark in the hearts and minds of all Marines, past and present. By deed and act, from Belleau Wood to the Argonne, from Guadalcanal to Iwo Jima, from Incheon to the Korean Armistice, from the hard fights in Vietnam to the Desert Shield, Desert Storm, to this century's longest wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and in hundreds of other places where Marines have distinguished themselves. Marines have continued to epitomize those qualities which are their legacy. The success which the men and women who have earned the title of Marine have achieved in combat and the faith they have borne in peace will endure forever. The Commandant and our many friends have added their hearty praise and congratulations on this, our 245th birthday. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Director and CEO of the Band of America's Few, Master Gunnery Sergeant Retired, Matthew Farquhar.
Okay, welcome everybody to the Band of America's Few birthday celebration for our 245th birthday celebration for the United States Marine Corps. Thank you so much for being here this evening. First of all, I'd like to, on behalf of the Board of Directors and all of our officers, thank you all for taking the time to be here together this evening on this tremendous, wonderful day. As we all know, with COVID-19, this makes this a little more of a challenge, but we've rose to the challenge tonight. And as you can see by our numbers that I see anyway, we have at least 53 people that had the time to be here with us tonight. I'd like to start with a bit of thanks. And if you wouldn't mind, you could do it in the chat or however you would like to do it later, but can we give David Vita, our creative director, a round of applause for putting all this together. Go, David. Also like to thank Brian Martin. He is actually our host this evening, who runs this service, who's paid the money to be able to have this Zoom for us tonight, and also for his gracious words as our chaplain this evening. So how about a round of applause for him as well? You know, it's kind of tough to do on Zoom, but I'll do my best. So I'll just want to make sure that it's not too long, and it's maybe just a little more personal, and maybe some things we can all relate to. We all know that November 10th, 1775 was the birth of the United States Marine Corps. We know it was founded in a tavern, Tun Tavern. And I often wondered what that day might have been like at that tavern. Well, we know what was kind of going on there. We know what the mission was, but I was kind of wondering if maybe it went something like this. You had the captain there assembling certain musicians to come forth and perhaps rouse a few new recruits for the United States Marine Corps. So perhaps things were said like, hey, Bailey, go get your flute. Hobart, you too. Hey, Hobart, Jim Hill, get your trumpet, stand by. Dave Vita, John Glancy, go get your drums, stand by. Matt Preuss, stand off to the side. Don't go to jail this evening, devil dog. So it might have been something like that. I'm not exactly sure how that went down, but I have some suspicions it was something on those lines. You know, from Tun Tavern to the glorious history of the United States Marine Corps, we look at what we call heroes. We saw some of those tonight in that video from our current commandant. And what always strikes me is what it takes to be considered a hero. And for me personally speaking, a hero is not necessarily defined perhaps in those terms. I see the heroes that do all the work behind the scenes that make things happen. I see the ones that never have their name ever mentioned once, but because they did their job, our Marines were able to accomplish the mission they had out there. Then I also think about those Marines that were in harm's way. And while they were in harm's way, were they thinking about being a hero, or were they thinking about their brothers and sisters they were out there with? And it was just a matter of doing the right thing at the right time because they believed in something a little bit larger than themselves. They gave all. They did an awful lot for us, and they are never to be forgotten. But I guess what I'm saying is those are heroes. There's many different types. And as I look at the screens tonight, what I see in my eyes looking at you, you're absolutely some of the heroes that we have in the United States of America. You are some of the very best that we have to offer. You signed that check to go become a Marine, and you served honorably, and you are here tonight because of the legacy that we have, and you, in fact, are heroes to me. You know, I also look at these heroes we talk about, and we sort of move into what's going on in today's Marine Corps. I don't know how much of Facebook you get to watch, and I know it's varied by different ones of us. That's sort of a good source. Perhaps social media is a better way to say this. But if you haven't seen some of the things going on in our Marine Corps bands today, they are absolutely doing right by us. They are cutting edge. They are people that we should be proud of. These young men and women that are our legacy, that are carrying forth what we started. Can we give those Marines that are not here tonight our round of applause for those Marines? You know, our role in the Band of America's Few, we've had our 10-year anniversary, and we had a plans this year that unfortunately were not able to happen. We were able to get one iteration in this year with the Mardi Gras celebration. We made it through that, survived another round of that, and it was a very, very successful event. But I just wanted to say to you, as our role, what is it that we actually do here? I would just like to remind us all that what if we just erase the Band of America's Few for the past 10 years? What would this horizon look like for all of us? How many of us have seen and met new friends that we never knew before, and now we have, they're more than friendships. We've actually become quite a large family, and we have an incredible outreach. I think about Marines that perhaps didn't have the greatest time on active duty. And there was lots of reasons for that. It's just not necessary to discuss that here today. But I would say that with what we have been able to do, we've been able to overcome a lot of things that are very important to so many of us. And the last thing I would like to say is, you know, these adventures that we've been having, we don't sit around and talk about what we did back in 2005. Those things, they're all in the past. These are all new adventures. These are new things we're doing. And I don't know how much more cutting edge we could possibly be than that. I think we have an awful lot that we should be proud of. We're proud of our Marines. We're proud of the United States Marine Corps' 245th birthday. And I have just one more thing to say to you all. Go ahead and show me your challenge coin right now. Let me see those challenge coins. For those of you who don't have your challenge coins, I will meet you at the treasurer's office on our website. $5. Where's your coins? I see some coming up there. Some are coming up. Okay. All right. So we're going to leave that with an integrity issue. Marines, I'd like to say happy birthday on our 240th anniversary, and Semper Fi and Semper Musica. Happy birthday, Marines.
And that brings us to cake cutting time. So don't go away yet. If you have something there that you haven't already like lit into, now would be the time. All right. As we continue the adventure, and at this time, tonight's oldest Marine, as far as I know from research before the event, is Daryl Bockard, born in 1951. And the youngest Marine is Lauren Baker, born in 1985. Tonight, they are both symbolic of the place that the oldest and young Marine take within our Corps for the traditional passing of knowledge and experience from the old and seasoned Marines to the young up and coming Marines. So as you dig into your cake or pie or whatever else you brought, I say to everybody, happy birthday, Marines, and thank you for being here for this tradition. It's party time! Oh, sorry. I got a little carried away. What is this thing anyway? Let me